Hey, Michigan Maniacs. This is the Michigan Maniac Podcast, and I am your host, Adam Brewer. This is the Ask Me Anything Michigan State. That's right, first one of the season, guys. So let's go to a little bit of the housekeeping. Like and review on all social media Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all of them. Go to Apple Podcasts and like and review, or leave me a 5-star review, 1-star review, whatever. If you leave me a 5-star review, hit me up on the DM. Let me know your name or fake name or address, wherever you want me to send it, and I'll send you a few stickers, all right? So now, this is very exciting. Let's get into this, okay? This is the first one so here's the thing. I've been wanting to do more of these. I just know that this is the ask me anything type of thing, or the mailbag, or whatever anybody does. It's very it's an all Michigan podcast, right? If you're a fan of Michigan or pretty much any sports team, I would assume the ask me anything is a big one. So I just didn't want you guys to hear the same questions over and over again, and I just kind of figured that you would hear those things before you would hear them on mine. So that was one of the only reasons why I've been kind of dragging my feet on this. But a few people have actually been hitting me up and requesting it. So I figured, pal, let's do it. All right, if you guys want it, let's do it. So first one of the year. First question. Here we go. It belongs to Johnny. Johnny Be Good. That's weird. I don't know if they're talking about the song or the movie. Remember that old movie with the kid? The kid from Vacation, the dork, whatever. Anyways, I digress. So his question is, Johnny Be Good, is what makes you more nervous, Michigan State's passing game or their running game? It's a very good question, but what worries me the most, okay, is their running game. Only because, one, the kid is an actual Heisman candidate. I mean, I think he's like 8th out of the 10 or something like that. So I don't think he's going to make the top 5. Like I said in the big game pregame, I don't think he's going to make the top 5. I think once he starts hitting better defenses, you're going to see him not be the Heisman candidate that everybody thinks he is. But that still doesn't stop him from being a very quality running back. And that is the one thing that can really just bog down a game and really just screw us up, is if this running game gets going, because then it opens up the play action game for them. It just opens up way more things for them than the downfield passing would if we were to stop. So if we were to stop the downfield passing game, that is not, I don't think, as dangerous as the running game, because the running game opens up everything. The passing, I don't know if it would, because the reason why I say that, okay, is because they're great at passing downfield. But what is Michigan really good at? We have one guy, and his name is Aiden Hutchinson, and he destroys offensive lines. He destroys them. So he can get pressure. David Ajabo can get pressure, and if those two guys can get pressure, you can't have a downfield passing game if the defensive ends are getting pressure, right? That just isn't how that works. Because Peyton Thorne is not the type of guy that's going to. He's not a dynamic quarterback. I mean, most Michigan podcasts over the last couple of days have been trying to compare him and Cade McNamara to see who's better, who's more mediocre, right, is basically what I've been hearing lately. So if that's the case, he's a one-trick pony, right? And if you get in his face and make him nervous, and lately he's been screwing up anyways. He had no interceptions, and then now he's thrown something like 3 interceptions in the last 2 games. So I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. When he's playing good defenses, he doesn't do that well. Their offensive firepower isn't, I don't think, as impressive as most people think it is. It's still dangerous. Don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying this. I just don't think they're Ohio State. However, I do think they're a great test for us to get ready for Ohio State. Yeah, I really do. Because they have a really good running game, and they have 3 good wide receivers. Not fantastic. Ohio State's got a fantastic running back and 3 amazing wide receivers. It's probably the 3 best wide receivers in the nation. So yes, this is a very good test. Once again, this season's been proving that every game has some test for us, either for a team coming up close in the week or later on in the season. And this is another one. This is the Super Bowl, but Aiden Hutchinson and David Ajabo are going to wreak havoc. So if they wreak havoc, then good luck with that downfield passing game, okay? It's just not going to happen. And that's what I'm really scared about. I'm not so scared about the mid-range stuff. Yeah, I guess they could try and take advantage of the linebackers. I don't know. We'll see. But if I was asked, that was the question. So I'm going to go with the running game. I'm more fearful of the running game getting going and screwing us over than the passing game, because, like I said, the running game creates everything. It's the catalyst for all. Okay. Second question by him is Harbaugh's record against top 10 teams on the road is 0-8. Does that streak end this week? Now, I've heard a lot of podcasts recently talking about, that is such a bad streak, in which it is. I mean, let's face it, 0-8 is not great. But they forget, they're acting as though we're playing some other team that we have never played before, and it's just some amazing top 10 team from, like, say, the SEC or something, right? Because they're saying, this is what I heard. I heard today, one said, well, they're 0-8, and that's such a bad, I'm paraphrasing, it's such a bad streak, you don't think, the likelihood is it's probably going to be 0-9 before it's 1-8. And true, okay, bad. But what they don't talk about for some reason is that Jim Harbaugh is undefeated at Michigan State as a player and as a coach. That's a pretty decent streak in itself. And both of them, he's undefeated in Michigan State, and he can't beat a top 10 team. So one of these streaks is going to end. I just don't know why they picked that one as the more prevalent one. We know Michigan State. We see them every effing year. So, yeah, and it doesn't matter what the rankings are. If we're 2-10 or they're 2-10 and we're undefeated, the records don't matter. The rankings don't matter in this. This is pure hate. This is this is civil war. This is I punch my brother in the face type stuff. This isn't top 10 stuff. This is you're walking into your family's house and you're slapping their grandmother or something. You know what I mean? You're really going into it. You're fighting it out. So in that case, Jim Harbaugh is undefeated in their home, and I think that streak is the one that's more important than the 0-8 against top 10 teams. Yes, not great. And what's helpful is I think he ends that streak this week, thank God, and we get moving and stay on track with our goal of Big Ten title this year. Or at least, at the very least, just being competitive with Ohio State. I think that's the number one. As sad as that is, I think that's the number one goal that we should be shooting for. Okay, so Chappelle, I wish it was Dave Chappelle, but it's not. Either way, Chappelle's still great fan. I've talked to him quite a bit over social media. But the question is, do you think this is all peewee this year till November 27th? I can't help but feel watching these guys that some plays they have looked real good, but would not have gone the same way against the other guys. So basically saying, is everything right now just kind of looking like a JV game leading up to the most important game of the season? Yeah, well, we've looked good. This is what has always been the big complaint so far, right, is that Michigan hasn't played anybody. That seems to be the biggest concern for most people, is that they don't think Michigan's played anybody. Yeah, and if they haven't played anybody, how is that going to look when they actually play someone? And Ohio State is the one that we always judge ourselves by. So, I don't know. I think that we're leading up to it. I think each week we've gotten better in some areas and still have many more areas to work on to make those plays look great against Ohio State. So I guess you can I don't really consider it peewee. I just consider it's a process. It's a process getting better, leading to the top of the mountain, which is Ohio State, right? It's not like they always say, it's not how you start the season, it's how you finish it. But it's also the journey along the way, right? Wouldn't you think that? You can't really get to the top of the mountain if the journey, you can't successfully manage the journey to the top. So, and some of it, the passing game, and one, Cade McNamara not being great in the downfield passing, sure. probably wouldn't work against Ohio State. Yeah, I think our running game will. I absolutely think our running game will. I'm not impressed with Ohio State's run defense. I think they've sure some things up, but also go back and look at the last 3 or 4 games they've played. They played absolutely no one as well. I mean, to be quite honest, this season they've only played one team, and that one team beat them. I mean, yeah, they've got things rolling. Sure, I give it to them because they're Ohio State and they should have things rolling. But the one good team they played all season long that everybody could say is a good team, and that team beat them in their home. So I think everybody right now is kind of unproven. I don't think outside of their passing game, their running game's good, but I think we could stop them. I think we could slow them down. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, I think the thing is that I'm trying to say here is it's the process. Yeah, it might look peewee in some areas, which you're probably right. Passing game isn't very impressive right now, but I think it's the journey. And right now, it might not work against Ohio State, but I think we're working towards it being great to beat Ohio State. So I think I'll just leave it at that. Um, let's see here. Oh, Josh Obringer. I always screw up his name, but I think it's Obringer. So Josh, thank you once again. Another true OG. Um, well, let's see here. Let me get my phone is not working with me right now, but I will. Okay, well, if it is fine, but I will ask, do you think maybe there is a chance that we've been holding some of the passing game back for these bigger games? No big deal if it's he's asking if it was too late for a question. I don't know. I'm sure, to be quite honest, I think they've been telegraphing some things to set Michigan State up. To me, now I could be 100% wrong on this, but I think the reason why they haven't let JJ McCarthy really pass a lot lately is because I think they're waiting to fucking bum rush Michigan State with a whole passing thing with JJ. Because like everybody's been saying, what is this? Just old Michigan? He's going to be like Eddie McDoom. He's going to be like Jabril Peppers. He's just going to be this like Dylan McCaffrey. He's going to be this specialty thing where he comes in and then you waste it. You waste the surprise with so many times making him just run the ball and no passing that everybody just believes he's going to pass the ball. I mean, he's just going to run the ball. I think this is the week that they kind of unleash the surprise on that. Now, outside of that, I don't know if there's many different packages that they do. I don't think Jim Harbaugh's ever. I don't know why people always think Jim Harbaugh holds back. I don't know. He's kind of a vanilla guy, right? Like his offense is very predictable. Well, I wouldn't say predictable. It's very old fashioned. I don't think he's holding back anything. I don't know if Josh Gaddis is or not. I'll be honest. You might see a few wrinkles, but I definitely think they've been setting plays up to get Michigan State to think one thing, and then they're going to change it up to like I said, you think J.J. McCarthy's always going to run it, and then all of a sudden you're going to put him into that formation, and he's going to hit a fucking bomb to like the tight end or Dalen Baldwin or someone down the field, and that's going to break open the game. It's going to be something like that. It's going to be something we've already seen. I don't think it's going to be something crazy. Now, however, I think Michigan State's holding something back because Michigan State is nothing but a gadget team, and that's how they get most of their yards. They're never really earned. They're just like, oh, we tricked you. And I mean, that's a part of football, so you have to have your eyes where they need to be so this way you don't get tricked. But I don't necessarily really respect it, and I definitely think that Michigan State has something like that up their sleeve. They always do. They always have something stupid up their sleeve. If it was D'Antonio or if it was Mel Tucker, they always have something stupid. And unfortunately, Michigan sometimes falls for it. So I'm not a huge fan of it. And I'm kind of scared. But either way, that's where we're at on that one. Oh, and then also, thank you, Josh, for that. That was awesome. Big Smoke. I mean, I know that's not his name, but I've been calling him Big Smoke ever since he's been a Michigan maniac. So I was going to go with it. Big Smoke sends me a few questions. If we were only to win one of the two games, Michigan State or Ohio State, which one do you want more? That is a very good question. And I've thought about this because I've heard it on other podcasts. I'll be honest with you. I think I want the Michigan State win more. I think I do. I I think next year we get Ohio State, so that's why I'm probably holding off on that one this year. I also picked us to lose to Ohio State this year. It's just unacceptable to lose to Michigan State. I can't. I hate it. I mean, I hate losing to Ohio State. I really do. And I hate that there are other Michigan podcasts out there that just kind of already say that that's not our greatest rival. I hate Michigan State and I hate their fan base so much. Except for a few. I always have to put in that caveat because I have a few friends who are state fans. So I will say that those people are pretty awesome outside of their choice of football team. Um, I don't know. God, yeah, I'm torn on this one. I fucking despise Michigan State. I despise them in every way you can despise a school and a fan base. I do, but I really want to beat Ohio State. I really want to beat them. Fuck. If you have to have one, but I just think though, here's the reason why I'm probably leaning more towards Michigan State than Ohio State this season, is because this is the biggest game of the year right now, the biggest game of the year. And I know if we go 11-0 against Ohio State, even 10-1 going into that game with Ohio State is going to be the biggest game of that week and probably the year too. I just don't think we beat Ohio State if we don't beat Michigan State. So that's how I'll answer it. That's exactly how I'll answer it. I want us to beat Michigan State to give us the proper mindset and encouragement and the confidence to roll into the rest of the season and dominate, leading into ultimately the ultimate showdown with Ohio State. And I don't think we can beat Ohio State if we don't beat Michigan State first. Because I think they would always be able to look back and be like, we fucked up against them. Why we can't beat these guys? And I don't want to believe that Michigan team thinks like that, because that's old school Michigan shit. That's 2020 Michigan shit. But I think if we don't win this game, we can't beat Ohio State. So I'd much rather win this game. And then, so you like my workaround? In one way, in this way, I get both of my wins. Okay. Or he goes, or the better question is, how do you see MSU attacking our defense? And what players specifically do you think they try to isolate? Wow. I think they're going to be quite honest with you, I think they're going to, and I don't think this is shocking, but I think they're going to make Cade beat us, right? They're going to make Cade beat us. I think they're going to try and stop the run. But here's the thing about what Michigan does, all right? And what has been noticeable, in my opinion, is Michigan, when you have two amazing running backs like that, you can stop one style of run, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can stop both styles of run. Now, Rutgers, sure, you can point to the one half that Rutgers actually did something fine. I still say that we were looking towards Wisconsin. We had already dominated in the first half, and I just think we walked through the second half of that. And then I think more importantly, we learned our lesson, right? Michigan's running game wears down defenses. When you constantly get hit and constantly get hit and constantly get hit, and you have to get up, and then you have the guy run over you, or the guy outruns you to the side, or whatever, it wears you down. So they're going to try and stop the run. They're absolutely going to try and do that. But in doing so, that's going to wear them down like crazy. That running attack is like, if you ever play Mortal Kombat, think of that running attack as leg kicks constantly. You watching that energy meter go down and go down and go down, right? Because those leg kicks are powerful, and that running game is powerful. And so they're going to try and make Cade beat us, and I think they're going to try and isolate, obviously Cade. And then I think our weakest wide receiver at this point, I would say Dalen Baldwin, because he can't catch pretty much unless it's from J.J. McCarthy. He's having a hard time. I still like him, though. I think he's a talented wide receiver. I just think he's having a hard time right now with catching the ball from Cade. I think they're going to try and turn us into a speed option or a speed end around type thing. I think that's what they want to do, and I think they're going to try to make Cade beat us down the field, and I mean beat us down the field. They want Cade to turn in. If they're going to lose, they want Cade to be more like Peyton Thorne. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. So Cade's like the key. Cade really is the key to this whole game, in my opinion. Like I told you in the big game pregame, if Cade McNamara throws for 250 yards passing, and gets one to two touchdowns, okay, we're going to win this game. Because that means they cannot. That means they have to do what Wisconsin did. And they cannot just focus on the run. And when you cannot focus on the run, that's when we start to wear you down. That's even more than we start to wear you down. Because you're thinner up front and we can get bigger holes. If Cade gets 250, that's it. 250 yards passing. We will win this game. We will win this game. But will he do it? That's the thing. They're going to isolate him. They're going to make him beat us or beat them. So we'll see. Cade's the key this week. I don't know what's going to happen. I've already told you my opinion about it. I think we're going to wear him down in the third, and then we're just going to pull away in the fourth. And that's why I see us winning 34-17 is because it's going to be close. But I tell you, I really do believe this team has the resolve and the mindset to wear other teams down and stay the course. And I want to believe so badly that Cade McNamara will step up. So I'm going to believe that Cade McNamara is going to step up. I'm going to put that out there into the universe that he's going to step up. Because that's the guy they're going to try to isolate and beat them. So I hope that answers your question, buddy. Now, I saved the last one for one of the hardcore Michigan Wolverine or Michigan Maniacs that I know. And that is Peter, old Petey boy, my friend. He writes, what I like about Peter's questions most of the time is that they're just very random. They are anything about my life, because it's true. It's ask me anything. I will answer anything you guys send me. I don't care what the question is. If it's too personal, I might not, but I'm a comedian. I don't really care. I don't know if there's too personal, you know? So, like I said, I'll answer whatever you guys send me. But good old Pete, let's see. Let me get my phone to get off sleep mode here. Sorry, guys. I'm fumbling around with my phone. So he asks, first question, what is your favorite Big Ten West team? That's easy. I've always been the deeply closeted. If you know Norm Macdonald, that's a bit from that. I don't do it justice, but I've been a deeply closeted Purdue Boilermaker fan. Only because a lot of my favorite players of all time have been, in the NFL, have been Boilermakers. Love Drew Brees. Not my favorite quarterback, but I've always admired him. To have that big of a thing on your face and still want people to look at you, that's impressive in general. And then get it removed and still, you know where it's at. I love the guy. Still one of the prettiest balls you'll ever see passed or thrown. Duh. Two, Rod Woodson was by far, hands down, one of my favorite football players of all time. That's why I think I like DJ Turner and Vincent Gray. When I saw that clip of DJ Turner in that Oklahoma drill, shed the blocker and smack the running back, that's Rod Woodson to me. He's fast. He could cover you. He could cover you like Dion, but he can hit you like Steve Atwater. And I love that. I love my cornerbacks to be that aggressive. And when DJ Turner did that against Northwestern, when he saw the screen, he got rid of the blocker and made the tackle. Oh, dude, I love it. Just fell in love with it. So, Rod Woodson was always a favorite of mine. And then also, Mike Allstott. One of the greatest running backs, in my opinion, ever. I loved watching him just steamroll people. Unbelievable. I was on the sideline once. Side note, before we get to the second, third questions here. I was on the sideline. A buddy of mine is a doctor, and he used to be. So if you're a doctor, well, in Arizona, I think this is how it works. you can kind of like an off-duty cop. You can apply, become the off-duty doctor for like fans and stuff if people get hurt. Well, my buddy's specialty was pregnant women, so that's all he had to do is if any pregnant women had any problems during the game, he'd have to help them. Outside of that, they had doctors for everything else. So basically, he never did anything. We just walked the sideline because he had 2 sideline passes, and we just walked the sideline, and it was fantastic. But this is back when it was still at ASU, at the ASU stadium. But to get to the point is that I was on the field when they were playing, when Tampa Bay came to town. They were playing Mike Allstott, when Mike Allstott was still playing, and he's like a moving wall. His legs are gigantic. Like 2 of my legs together is one of his. I was in awe of how big these men are. These men are human, but they have to have some type of giant gene in them because I've never seen massive people like this. And then see Mike Allstott next to you, it's mind blowing. It is mind blowing. I mean, I was fanboying out. It was awesome. Then let's see here. What kind of music do I like to listen to? Dude, I'll listen to anything. I really don't like death metal. That whole screaming bullshit. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. But I mean, I've even in my older years, I've become more of a fan of classical music. I like that. I mean, I like anything. I love 80s and 90s music, R&B, old school rap. I don't know if I'm really into this new school stuff. To be quite honest, I think I'm too old for it. I'm 45. It's not for me. It just really isn't. I don't mind rap though. Like I said, I love old school rap. Big time fan. Big time fan R&B. Big. I mean, I love all kinds of music. So I really wouldn't nail myself down to anything outside of that. I absolutely despise death metal, and not a big fan of today's rap. I mean, probably some rap artists, I guess. If I'm sure there are some rap today that I like, but I just couldn't tell you the names. And then the third question: what is up with Tuck Coming crap? The Tuck Coming crap on Instagram. I would assume he's Tuck. Well, I did some research on this one because I didn't know what the hell it was either. And apparently, this season episode, you can tell I've been watching a lot of TV. This season, Game 3, I guess it was like hashtag Tuck's coming, meaning that, Mel Tucker's coming to your stadium and they're going to get you. They're going to beat you. What it should be is hashtag Tuck's leaving. I would not be shocked if he goes to LSU. I mean, I know there's this whole thing with numbnuts over there at Penn State. I heard from one of my LSU friends that the boosters and the university president and stuff did not like his attitude. James Franklin's attitude when they talked to him. I don't know when they talked to him or whatever. He didn't really specify. But dude, he eats, breathes, sleeps LSU football. So they didn't like his attitude. So I know he hired the SEC agent to the Stars. So more likely that's a hint that he's going. I don't know. Maybe it is. I hope that Tuck's leaving. So who cares if Tuck's coming? He's a leaving, and mark that down as a second Michigan State coach to head on out. Now, with that, we have a new company, and we're pretty excited about this company here at Michigan Maniac Podcast. This guy has come up against some pretty bad press lately, but here, if he wants to advertise with us, he's all good. So, new fake business of the day. Urban Meyer's opening up a new bar, everybody. That's right. Urban Meyer's opening up Slime Balls. Slime Balls Bar and Grill. Okay? That's right. So, basically, it says here, if you're a slime ball... I did not see this. It's also a swingers club on the weekends. Oh, pretty exciting. Slime Bar's neighborhood bar and grill for the guys who want to cheat but don't want to leave their own neighborhood. That's right, guys. And on the weekends, pop more than buttholes with your champagne bottle service. Wow, that is pretty exciting, guys. Go to Slime Balls for your 2-for-1 blowjob shots. Just mention this ad. Well, guys, listen. You can't beat that, guys. Urban Meyer Slime Balls. It sounds like it's going to be one hell of a great time. Debauchery that you have never even seen outside of one of his videos, finger banging whatever girl he had on his lap. Like I said, popping more than buttholes. You can't get better than champagne bottle service. Perfect. Go with that, guys. Go to Slime Balls. Fantastic. Now, going with that, there seems to be a balls type of atmosphere or theme today because we're going to go with Oddball Betting. That's right, guys. It's one of the mainstays here on the Michigan Maniac podcast. Oddball Betting. If you're tired of betting sports, bet oddball. That's right, guys. Just an example. It is hate week. So let's use the main example I always use. Connor Cook's hobo fights. That's right, guys. The ridiculously mediocre asshole, the Wish brand version of Phillip Rivers, Connor Cook. That's right. He is taken to bum fights. He's going across the whole country fighting your city's toughest hobos and bums. That's right. So you guys can bet on how many hobos he can beat up in one night. If a hobo will get a punch on him, how many needles he avoids in beating up these hobos. All these guys. This is really a great bet. Right here in Texas, he's taking on everyone at the 6th Street bar and grill down here. So that's usually when I'm down there doing some comedy, there's about 6 to 7 hobos down there every week. So he's taking on 6 hobos. Amazing. I think it looks like, 10-1 odds. 10-1 odds that he takes out all 6 hobos. Pretty exciting. I put some money on that. Now, if you do put money on that, if you use promo code Maniac Podcast, they'll give you 15 fake dollars to bet with. That's right, guys. 15 fake dollars. You can't beat that. So put all $15 on that 10-1. You make some fucking money. All right. Also, another amazing example of a man finding ways to make money in this day and age. Cardell Jones. He's doing a spelling bee. It's kind of like who's smarter than a 4th grader. All right. A Cardell Jones spelling bee. Now, can you beat the 4th graders? How many 4th graders can he beat? Can he make it all the way to the end? It says here, if the word is school, I think you lost. Because remember, he said he didn't go to Ohio State to play school. Maybe they're talking about his English phrasing. Maybe that's more what we should be worried about. Because I think he actually spelled school right that time. Shockingly, I know, because he's an Ohio State graduate. But he said he did not go to Ohio State to play school. That's right, he went there to play football. Foosball, as they say over across the pond. Then, over under our greatest supporter here at Michigan Maniac Podcast, and that's Urban Meyer. It's up now, the over under 10 games before he fakes a heart attack to get out of his contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars. 10 games. Or you can parlay all 3 of these, and you can make some serious money, guys. Like I said, you go to the checkout area, and you put in promo code Maniac Podcast, and you get 15 fake dollars to bet with. Pretty amazing. Because, guys, remember, when you're done betting oddball, or when you're done betting sports, bet oddball. And then whatever fake winnings you take, you can take over to Slime Balls and get that champagne poppin' service. Okay? If you want to take your wife at swingers, you want to spice up the old marriage, go to the Slime Balls Swinger Night. It's great, guys. I'm telling you, we have a lot of fake support from going on in this podcast, and the nation is watching. Okay, guys, it's been very exciting. I love Ask Me Anything. I'm probably going to continue to do it. Also, people have been asking, when are you going to do your Michigan Man Crush? Well, okay. I'm not going to do it on Mondays because Sundays I am exhausted. I am working 16 hours a day on Sundays, and then Monday I have to work, and then I'm just beat. So I'm not going to do it Monday. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it into sometime during the week, and then I am trying something new. I'm going to do Michigan Man Crush. And then right after that, I am going to do the pregame speech. All right. I listened to John Henson do it. And I liked it. But I think I can outdo him. I think I can get, because I don't know, it's all right. But I think it could be better. So I want to try and outdo it. So guys, look for that. Let me know. It'll give you a perfect reason to go to any one of the social media pages and let me know. And this way you can still get rate and review and you can get a sticker. Fantastic. Or just, hey, hit me up. Tell me what you think of the Michigan Man Crush and the pregame speech that I put out this week. It'll be probably tomorrow because Saturday is the game. And let me know what's up. Let me know if you like it. So anyways, guys, it is great. It is great to be a Michigan Maniac. And it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine at this point, man. And it's only going to get better. We're going to win this game. I'm telling you right now, I've got a great feeling about this. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. And always and forever, guys, go blue.